Al-Ijarah Thumma al-Bay. The literal meaning is to give something on rent, for example, vehicles, while the technical meaning to employ the services of a person on wages given to him as a consideration for his hired services. For example, the owner bank will appoint the seller as an agent, wakil, on behalf of the bank to collect deposit, to hire and subsequently release the goods to the customer. Second, a contract that transfers ownership of usufruct or service for a specified period in exchange for a specified consideration.
So, before we move to our main modus operandi, which how Islamic Bank create their wealth using Al-Ijarah Thumma al-Bay contract, I would like to show you how in general process about wealth creation of the Islamic banking. So, in Islamic Bank, we can see that Islamic Bank can create or generate their wealth using three different ways, which are saving in bank, investment in fiat property, and using any asset which is in Islamic contract, including Al-Ijarah Thumma al-Bay. So, how generally bank create their wealth? Okay, so Islamic Bank mostly will provide goods and services that are free from any riba, which is extremely prohibited in Islam or Sharia. Okay, so we as the customer, by using the goods and services provided by the bank chosen, we need to pay the money to the institution. Okay, so that's a win-win situation. In addition, the type of goods and services will be created and will be agreed within both parties, so that the customer will know how much profit that the bank will receive. So there is no any riba attached in the situation. Alright?
So now I will explain to you the modus operandi of AITAB. Firstly, customer will approach a seller to identify and acquire an asset. Then, the seller will give to the customer a formal statement regarding the agreed price and the terms and conditions of the asset. Basically, customer will pay a down payment of 10% of the purchase price. Next, customer makes a request to the bank for an Ijarah contract and promises to buy the asset upon expiry of the lease. Bank will purchase the assets via cash payment of the remaining 90% of the purchase price. With this, bank acquired the ownership of the assets and the assets will be delivered to the customer by the seller.
Hi, I will continue to explain the modus operation of AITAB from number 6 to number 9. After customer receive the asset, basically bank will lease the asset to customer and both parties will agree at the rental payment basis. The customer will sign the contract after settle the entire rental payment. After that, bank will transfer the ownership to the customer.
One of the ways which contribute to wealth creation is profit. In AITAB contract, when the customer enter into the contract, the payment made include with cost plus profit. The term charge include with the payment of AITAB. It is set by bank itself on how much down payment made by the customer. With the profit include, Islamic Bank able to generate profit in this contract. During the rental period of the contract, customer will pay the payment as agreed by both parties, which is bank and the customer. The tenure of the rental depends on how long the payments need to be settled. From that, Islamic banking able to achieve their profit maximization and thus can create wealth and contribute to our economy, while at the same time it will able to sustain the economy as well.
From individual perspective, the process will be the individual will purchase vehicles using AITAB contract and use it for various purposes. As we know, at the end of the contract tenure, they will acquire the possessions of the vehicles, and this will let them to gain additional assets for their own self, even though the value is depreciated. The benefit for them is they can use expensive asset that they are unable to own immediately, and this contract can work as an investment for them because in the future the value of the vehicle is still there even though it is depreciated. And the last one is individual can use it for business or working purposes, which will help them to create their own wealth along the repayment of the contract tenure, for example, e-hailing, rental car business, and also going to work.
AITAB as Islamic banking product contributes to the wealth of the country through zakat. Islamic Bank recognize and accept the responsibility to contribute zakat to the broader socio-economic goals. The process started when the customer purchased a vehicle from the bank and the bank gained a profit from the service that are provided. So from some amount of the profit, banks are willing to pay zakat by collaborated with the state of zakat. From this, it will help each and every individual can be assured minimum standard of living, poverty relief, improved health, better education, and general social development, especially in poor communities. It also can increase the socio-economic status and reducing social problems by boosting economic activities.
Assalamualaikum and hi. So for my presentation for today, I will make a short explanation regarding on how the Islamic banking can affect the economic growth at our country. The banking system play an important role in the modern economic world. Bank collect the saving of the individual and lend them on to the business people and manufacturer. The Islamic banking collect the saving of individual and lend them out to make a business. For the example, Bank Islam offer the investment account in 3 types, which is the first one is mudarabah, the second one is fakila fi istimar, and the third one is musyakarah. The banking system can create money when the business expand. More money is needed for the exchange transaction. Trade is also assisted by grants of loan by discounting bill of exchange, and in other ways, forging exchange transaction can exchange of one currency for the another currency, and also done through the bank. There are special type of bank which provide facilities to different kind of economic activities, and nowadays in every country there is a central bank which control the activities of all other banks. And lastly, the empirical result shows that Islamic banking development had a positive impact on economic growth in terms of GDP per capita growth rate. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Ijarah Thumma or we can call as AITAB, is one of the important Islamic products, especially for Islamic banking sectors, that can contribute into Malaysian economic growth. AITAB facility is of value to practitioners in order to increase the sales of Islamic financing products in addition to their efforts to elevate the customer base. More users has started to see the positive impact of Islamic banking, whereby they trust that all money invested in Sharia compliance industry, as well as there is no riba involved. There is no such guarantee for conventional banking, so this has been the starting point of the rising of the Islamic banking. AITAB help customer to own a car even if it is not fully entitled at first, because only a few customers can buy a car entirely in cash. Through AITAB, customer can plan their financial wisely by dividing their monthly finance to their monthly payment for car and using the surplus money for investment. An increase in investment should be a boost to economic growth. The customer can invest their money to build their own business that can increase their monthly income. If investment is effective, then it should also increase the productive capacity of the economy. Economic growth is driven oftentimes by consumer spending and business investment. If investment leads to a significant increase in productivity, then it can lead to an increase in the long-run trend rate of economic growth. The increases of gross domestic product (GDP) can measuring an economic growth.
In a conclusion, AITAB contracts are designed with features of purchasing the asset. It is not considered as sales and lease contract, but it must apply with the evolving contract, such as lease and sale with their conditions. So basically, the Islamic hire purchase or AITAB still got several issues that have been questioned because there are some limitations. Nowadays, people are more prefer to choose product which will give them the benefits. AITAB probably going to be one of the challenging contract in future because there are many types of contract offered by bank itself, like mudarabah and tawarruk. Other than that, it should be clearer between Islamic and conventional hire purchase. in order to make people more understand and clear about the contract.